Today, the NHL is bringing hockey outdoors for the annual Winter Classic, but the outdoor spectacle may have never made it to the NHL if it weren't for a game that took place in 1991 with the help of Wayne Gretzky, Caesars Palace, the LA Kings, and one of today's competitors, the New York Rangers. Today's Winter Classic is taking place in Miami, and when it came to this venue, there was one major concern, which was the climate. Their solution was to use the Miami Marlins Stadium, which has a retractable roof. But this is not the first time the NHL has played outside in an unseasonable climate. Before the Winter Classic was even a thought, the NHL played their first outdoor game in a Caesars Palace parking lot in the middle of September. At the time, a guy named Rich Rose was the president of Caesars World Sports. And not only did he have big dreams for what he could do for Caesars, he had grown up a lifelong Rangers fan. So as soon as he got the position, he had this idea. He wanted to put NHL players on the ice outside in Las Vegas. Eventually, he finally gets a meeting with the NHL's head of marketing, who not only is interested in the idea, but suggests that there's one team in the league that would probably be just crazy enough to agree to it. And that team was the LA Kings. They had made a huge splash in the league when they had gotten already legendary Canadian player Wayne Gretzky to move to play hockey in Los Angeles. And not only were the Kings and Gretzky on board, they also helped get Rich's dream team, the New York Rangers, as the other competitor. Now with two NHL teams on board, Rich just had one problem. How do you make an outdoor hockey rink work in 100-degree heat? The rink was successfully built and finished just a couple days before the game was supposed to take place. Now they had to keep the ice frozen as the sun beat down on it for the next couple of days. In order to do this, they put a reflective tarp suspended above the ice on the glass that goes around the boards. But when it was time to cut the tarp down for the game, only one of the 12 guys who were supposed to be there to help actually showed up to cut down the tarp, which meant that the incredibly hot tarp dropped down dramatically onto the ice and instantly cut major holes into it. However, the team was able to work fast and get the ice frozen and smooth just before the game was supposed to start. The game went on just about 10 minutes late, and at the very beginning, the Rangers seemed dominant. They scored the first 2 goals, but the LA Kings and Wayne Gretzky answered with 5 back-to-back, ending the game with a 5-2 win. And most of the game went pretty smoothly, except for after the sunset, given the fact that they were in the desert, the stadium lighting attracted hundreds of grasshoppers to the rink. After the game, a number of players did say that the grasshoppers was the weirdest thing they'd ever seen on the ice, because they were not only attracted to the light, but also to the white of the ice itself. And they would fly and try to hop and then get stuck on the ice immediately after. But other than the grasshopper swarm, Rich Rose and Caesars Palace had proven that you could do an outdoor spectacle for the NHL, and that crowds would be incredibly excited to see it. Now, the Winter Classic is one of 3 outdoor series that the NHL runs, including the Heritage Series and the Stadium Series. But today's game, including the Rangers, feels particularly special because about 35 years after they helped prove that outdoor ice hockey could be a thing in the NHL, they square up against the reigning Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, in another climate that most people would say outdoor hockey is impossible in. But hopefully this time with a few less grasshoppers.